Alright guys, so I know it's a bit of a surprising unit to go ahead and 100% this late in the game, basically, but I did decide to go ahead and rainbow the STR base form Gotenks. One of the main reasons I decided to do this was so that I could run a full rainbow fusion team, but with category units, not like, because, LR Gogeta can give a buff to physical type units, but I wanted it to be a full, sort of category team. So with this STR Gotenks now being rainbow, I can run a full rainbow fusion team. Listen, alright, we all know that Gogeta in the Dragon Ball Super movie has a big possibility of happening. Can y'all imagine how big of a buff the fusion category might realistically be getting if like Blue Gogeta or Ultra Instinct Gogeta or some shit like that is going to show up? It's going to be wild. But let's go ahead and hop into a test run right now. I think with maybe a fusion team. This guy's also on the Buu Saga team. He's pretty useful on the Hybrid Saiyan team. Like, he's not a bad card. I would say among, TURs, he is pretty solid. Let's go ahead and test him out maybe on a few different teams here. Alright guys, so obviously the first thing I have to say is that this second part was recorded a few months after the first part. As you guys might know by now, I have a tendency to rainbow units now, and I'll kind of just wait for the right moment to actually do the sort of showcase for the unit. But I do always like to get the first time I rainbow the unit on camera and then actually make a video on that unit right there. So before I'm talking in the first part of this, I was like, oh yeah, if they might do Blue Gogeta or something in the Broly movie. Well, turns out Blue Gogeta was indeed a thing, and right now, it is the very last moments before Blue Gogeta is going to be revealed. As of right now, I think within the next 2 or 3 days at the time of when I'm recording this, we will get the data download for the Blue Gogeta. I can't wait to see what he's going to turn out to be. Obviously, I think everyone is very excited for that. Going to be very good. Big buffs to the fusion category team is going to happen. Now, what we're looking at today is actually the base form STR Gotenks, right? I did decide to rainbow him. Now, what's funny is, before I had rainbowed him, there was actually one fact I was not aware of. So, the way this Gotenks works... Okay, we didn't get him in the first turn. That's a shame. Also, by the way, I decided to build a full Shocking Speed Hybrid Saiyan team. So, every unit on the team has Shocking Speed, which could be pretty useful. Oh, let's just have LR Gohan go ahead and clean this up. I just saw all those orbs. I was like, oh, alright, well, goodbye! So, the STR Gotenks, right? The way his passive is worded, he gets a 77% attack buff at the start of turn. Then he gets an additional 23% attack when he's the first attacker in a turn. Now, the way Dokkan usually works with the way they multiply passives into each other and stuff like that, think of how Tagbiris works or in Janemba works, where, they've become some of the strongest units in the game now. If you have a passive that's built like that, where a unit is getting an attack buff in multiple phases, it ends up making their power so high. Also, this Shocking Speed Hybrid Saiyan team might be pretty solid, by the way, because we're overflowing with ki, which is a very good thing. Apparently, this Gotenks his passive does not multiply into each other, which is very bizarre, even though it's worded in a way that it should. As in, like, even though he should get, the passives multiplying into each other, it seems as though he only gets that 100% attack buff while in the first slot, which is, again, very, very odd to me. Ultimate Gohan is probably a little bit better. No, it doesn't really make a difference. Okay, so we'll have Gotenks go ahead and super right here. On the next rotation, we will have the Super Saiyan 2 Great Saiyaman card. That's another one I think I'm probably going to rainbow. Now, the only issue with this Gotenks might be his defense. Ooh, 800,000, yeah, that's not the best. This guy is pretty old, though, now. He's closing in on 2 years old, so... Oof, 800,000. One interesting thing, though, is that he does raise allies' attack by 20% on super attack for 1 turn. So he gives that little super attack modifier, like God Topo does, or the Super Vegito units do. So that's something that can be helpful. You know what? One thing that's really going to hurt this Gotenks right here, though, is the fact that he does not have Prepared for Battle. If he had prepared for battle, his role on the fusion team would probably be a bit more secure, because at that point he would link up very, very well with our boy LR Gogeta, and then obviously in Gogeta, and we know that very soon there's going to be the transforming blue Gogeta as well. This Gotenks, if he had prepared for battle, would be able to link up with all of them, but right now with only shocking speed, this Gotenks in reality does not link up with a vast majority of the fusion team. He does. Wow. Also, hold on. Trunks took double-digit damage from that super attack, type disadvantage by Super Saiyan 3 Bardock. Wow. And wow, okay. It's been a while since I've used the Hybrid Saiyan team, or at least this sort of variant of it where it's at, full, like, a very good build for the team, and I'm certainly quite impressed from what we're seeing so far. Alright, so this will be, of course, our best rotation during the course of our run on the Hybrid Saiyan team here. We'll see how much damage the STR Gotenks is going to be able to put out, and 930,000, so he is going to fall short of being able to hit that 1 million attack stat. Not a big deal, though, because once we, well, it is kind of a big deal, but on the fusion team, he'll definitely be able to hit a 1 million attack stat, because obviously, Hybrid Saiyan team, we've only got a double 130% attack buff from the leader skill. We did get a support type passive buff, but over on that fusion team, we're going to be getting a 170% double leader skill, so that will be huge in terms of the damage that this STR Gotenks here is going to be able to put out. I think he's an intriguing option, but maybe his time was, in the past. Like, when the Hybrid Saiyan team first came out, I think this Gotenks would have been a very, very good option, because, back then, LR Trunks and Goten was not out, but LR Trunks was. LR Trunks came out just before STR Ultimate Gohan did, so I don't know. Alright, let's go ahead and try this guy out now on the Fusion category team. Alright guys, so this will probably be the best rotation for the STR Gotenks right here. So what we got is we have him linked up with Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. They'll share a couple links. Obviously, a lot of the Gotenks link units do work well together. Plus, we also have Pandel, who is more or less the one support unit that is on the Fusion category team. Although I suppose we could 1.2 million. That's not bad. That's not bad. Although I suppose you could run like the Super Saiyan 2 Adult Gohan. Wow, 2.5 by Gotenks. Woof, we might be done right here. But yeah, there are some other possibly good, physical support type units you could run on this squad. Yeah, actually, I guess that Adult Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, we would have been able to get the STR Gotenks a little bit higher with him, huh? Because I believe Pandel gives 30%, whereas that physical Adult Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, he actually gives 35%. He also does have shocking speed, which would allow him to work with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and the STR Gotenks. Again, I think the STR Gotenks, his biggest issue in terms of being on the Fusion team is the fact that he's not prepared for battle or over in a flash, which are really the two main links on the team. He does have Fuse Fighter, which normally would be good enough, but obviously LR Gogeta does not have Fuse Fighter until they fuse. So, that makes units that have prepared for battle very, very important, so they can link up with LR Gogeta, who is, at this moment, the best unit on the Fusion team, but we'll see what happens when Blue Gogeta comes out. So this unit right here, this is Victory at Hand Gotenks. His leader skill is 3 key and attack and defense 30% when HP is 30% or above. So very bad leader skill. Obviously, if it came out today, it would be way better than that. His super attack is Kamehameha, which does supreme damage and raises allies' attack by 20% for 1 turn. His passive skill, Resounding Laugh, is attack 77% at the start of turn, and then he gets an additional 23% attack as the first attacker in a turn. But of course, the way it works apparently is that it does not multiply into each other as you would expect it would, so it is just a true 100% attack buff when he's in the first slot. His links are Saiyan Warrior Race, the Saiyan Lineage, the Innocence, Shocking Speed, Fuse Fighter, Kamehameha, and Fierce Battle. So, good links for, like, you know, the Fusion team. I think he could work good on Hybrid Saiyan team. It's just a shame he does not have Prepare for Battle is all. He'd be really good if he had both Prepare for Battle and Shocking Speed. His 12K multiplier is 135%. That also shows his age a little bit, because nowadays I'm sure he would have 140% as his 12K multiplier. And then he's on 3 category teams. He's on the Fusion team, which we saw. You know, he could be very solid over there. That's where he'll get his best attacks at. He is also on the Hybrid Saiyan team, which we also saw. He could work pretty well on a full Shocking Speed variant of that team. And then he's also on the Buark team, where I'm not the biggest fan of him. I mean, I guess it could work, because obviously, you know, he's going to share Fuse Fighter with Physical Super Vegito. You know, he would have Shocking Speed with Ultimate Gohan. So you could make it work, but, you know, the Majin Buu team is very, very wonky. Although, you know, having Physical Kid Buu on the team as well, it could possibly get this Gotenks to pretty good levels. Also, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I'm pretty sure this was the first SSR I ever pulled. Like from an actual banner, so not including the AGL Super Saiyan Goku, the Tech Piccolo, and the STR Super Saiyan 1 Gohan you can get, you know, from that 5-stone summon. But I think the first multi I did, I think it was this STR base form Gotenks, excuse me, who was my first SSR on my original global account way back when. So just fun little trivia fact. But alright guys, we will go ahead and finish up here for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.